Hey, what's up guys? This week we're checking out which of these shoes is the best Nike winter running shoe.
Ryan Little.
What's up guys, and welcome back to Fordy Runs. Now if this is your first time at Fordy Runs, I want you to smash that pink button down there that says subscribe on it. Go to our Facebook page and join the Fordy Runs running community, and check out the description, there's loads of cool things down there. Right, like I said in the opening, this week we're talking about Nike winter running shoes, so let's get stuck in. Right guys, so the last few weeks I've been trying out these shoes from Nike. These are probably going to be the most popular out of their, let's call it, winter running shoe selection. I'm going to start off with the Nike Pegasus 36 Shield, which if you've not seen the video, check it out. I've done a full review on these, and I had some problems with them, mainly because they are quite narrow here, and with the upper on this shoe, what that's meant is that's actually tightened up. So if you've got a slightly wider foot, which I do have, it may give you some issues. On the positives, the outsole on this Nike Pegasus Shield 36 is awesome. It's got the wet traction rubber on it, which, like its predecessor, is very, very, very good. I'm liking the shoe a little bit more than I did since that video. I've been wearing them like almost every day to try and sort of sort this problem out, to see if the more I wear them, whether that sort of flexes. And it has actually a little bit. If you looked here around the arch of the foot, it has started to come out a little bit. So we'll see how it goes before I start putting seriously long miles on them. I am still a bit concerned about, over the winter, putting some proper miles into these, like when I start hitting 20-mile runs, how this is going to cope, whether that's going to give me more pain and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so the Nike Pegasus 36, I've got concerns on it, mainly from a fit point of view, but not from a technical point of view. Right, next up is the Nike Pegasus Zoom Turbo, the Shield version. Recently did the video on this, and this has basically got this full upper, which is totally weatherproof. You are zipped in, zipped down, and you are totally protected from the elements. It's got some cool reflective gear on it, which is great, and you've got, you know, this up here, which is super, super comfortable around the top of your foot. If you're worried about that rubbing and getting on your nerves, it's not. It's got the excellent Zoom X and React midsole, like you'd expect on the Turbo. But the problems with this shoe, and again more problems with these shoes, is the outsole for me. This outsole I've got real worries about. You can see the cutaways in here, that does move water, but my concerns remain are using this shoe in sort of really deep and dark winter. How this is going to hold up on icy roads, mushy roads, whether they've got some snow. And really for me, I've got real concerns wearing these down the canals. If you're new to the channel, I do a lot of my running, long runs down the canal paths along the River Lee in Hertfordshire, and I found that the React foam in particular is very sensitive to getting a bit of a battering. I also wore these recently on a trail run. It's not a like hardcore trail run, but it's through the forest, or sorry, the Broxbourne Woods, and I noticed that I was slipping about a bit. It was wet, so I'm a bit worried about this. So yeah, bit concerned about this shoe. Right guys, so here we go, the Pegasus GTX Trail, or Trail GTX, sorry. This has got a full waterproof upper on it. If you look there, it says G105 waterproof certified. So unlike the Shield, which has got elements of weatherized upper on it, this is all the way over the upper. So it's meant to protect your foot against all the elements. As I say, and it's weatherized, and they claim it to be waterproof. I've wore this out on a road trail, and I think this is where this shoe comes into its element. It's very much a hybrid shoe. It's one that you can run on the roads. It's got obviously the Zoom midsole in it, which is super comfortable on the roads, and then you can then turn into a trail. I ran it through the forest, and it was super grippy. The forests were wet, so yeah, it really held up well. It is a comfortable shoe. It's got a slightly wider fit to it than this, and I think again that's to do more with the upper. I don't know, actually, maybe. Actually looks wider, but anyway, this definitely felt wider. And yeah, just in general felt more comfortable for me with my foot shape versus the normal Pegasus Shield. Yeah, this kind of fits well for me because of it's got the lugs on it, so for down the trails and for the bits of work I do up in the forest, it does kind of cross over very nicely. Whether you'd have this as a full-term winter running shoe if you're doing roads, I'm not so sure, but we'll get onto that in a minute when we sum it up. Reflective elements here and here and around here, so all round for a winter shoe, this is great. Right guys, so out of the three, what do I recommend? Well, personally, I think you should discount this. This is great if you're literally just on the roads and where you live through in the winter, it's just going to be wet and you're not going to get too many bad like snowfalls or anything like that, because I've got real concerns about this outsole on it. I just got real worries about it. I think Nike made a mistake. They should have put on that outsole. I know they're trying to save weight and all that. They should have probably put elements of that on there from the Nike Pegasus Shield, the wet traction rubber. I don't think it's going to do a bad job, but £170 here in the UK, I just think this is expensive for what it is. The technology is great. The Pegasus Turbo is a great shoe. It's an awesome shoe, and to make it, you know, compatible for the winter is a great idea, but I just wished they'd done something with the outsole. So yeah, £170, I think you can do better out of these two. If you've got a narrow foot, you ain't going to have a problem with the Nike Pegasus 36 Shield. If you're doing mainly road work, but a little bit of trails or a little bit of, you know, off kind of roads, the Nike Pegasus Shield 36 is going to offer you a lot. But I say, I've got concerns about the narrow fit. The outer is awesome, but for me, the standout shoe amongst all of these three is the GTX, the Trail GTX. And the reason that is because it does, for me, it offers everything that I need. I get the weatherized upper, I get the comfortable feel of a Nike Pegasus shoe, which is great, you know, around the heel and stuff like that, with the Zoom midsole. I get all of that, which is awesome. The lacing's great, and it's a comfortable shoe to wear. But I also get, for me, I get the lugs. They're not too like proper trail lugs, hardcore jobs, but they're enough for me to go, like I say, down the rivers or into the forest and run. And when the weather gets really naughty, if we do get some snow, if we do get some ice, and it does get really mucky out there, I know these guys are going to hold up to the job. So for me, the best winter running shoe from Nike is this bad boy, the Trail GTX.